assume so do you. Versus Stoke City at Bramall Lane, 3 p.m. kickoff on Saturday. Let it all what's happening. Why am I wearing this top? Who is a Lyon fan, actually came to visit me in Cyprus, which is nice, and gave me some Lyon gifts, which is great. But more importantly, he came over initially with some Lyon fans to watch Manchester United's against their side. But then they took in a Blades game and they fell in love with Sheffield United, the group of them. And he has really got into it and has since been back to watch Sheffield United as well. In fact, he was even last season, not just, I think it was the Coventry game, the first one, also went to the playoff final and has kept this kind of brotherhood going. So I know he's watching, thanks to you and thanks everything that we've done together. It's quite nice to have like a brotherhood, a team that you can feel like, hey, that's our French team, and maybe other Blades fans can do what I'm hoping to do. Maybe this season, maybe next, go to Lyon and watch a game with them. I think that could be good fun. So let me know if you're gonna, have them as your French team. I don't know. I mean, I really just support Sheffield United, obviously, but it's quite nice that we've developed this overseas friendship. It's a good thing. Now the Blades are riding high, and in recent weeks, those 3 wins have changed the feeling around the place, and not just for Chris Wilder. There's been 3 wins for Ruben Sayes with Real Zaragoza. Who knew? It's working for him. And the fact that we heard that Callum O'Hare has officially been awarded the Blades' second goal against Leicester City last weekend, I think we all thought that was the right decision. So 5 goals, 6 assists in all competitions. Callum O'Hare is one of the players that has not let the side down this season. Say what you will about anyone else, but he's been top draw. Michael Cooper, on the other hand, has not been the Michael Cooper of last season. Didn't look himself in that 3-2 win at Leicester. He actually looked like the love child of Robin Olsen and Lee Baxter, but he could well be playing with an injury. Some people have speculated for a while that Cooper is playing with a back injury. Cooper actually apologized to his teammates at full time for his performance, but he's had a few that haven't been at the level that we know he's capable of. And you don't fluke an entire season. This is a Michael Cooper that when we had the Plymouth fans on, they said he's not just like a really good keeper they've had. He's their best keeper ever. He's up there in the conversation with Roman Lariu, another really good keeper, but Plymouth fans think he's the best keeper they've ever had. So what's happened? What do you think? And also, this is the really big question for you. Would you like to see a new keeper brought in January, which is only next month, even if it's just cover, and maybe that's more the way you go, than direct competition? Or do you think direct competition is actually the way to go? It's been a long time, probably Kelly and Tracy, since which by the way, if you're younger and you don't know what I'm talking about, that's not a couple of hairdressers. That is 2 goalkeepers that Sheffield United had that were, I believe, of the same level for a long time. 2 quality keepers at the club. It's been a long, long time. So maybe it's a good idea to do that again. Now, as we come to our predicted lineup, it's sponsored by Shazbat Designs, and Sharon is an absolutely fantastic supporter of the Sheffield United way. Deserves a massive shout out. Long-time friend. She's a self-employed pyrographer specializing in unique hand-burnt personalized wooden gifts, and no 2 pieces are ever the same. Also sells ready-made items on her website, shazbatdesigns.co.uk. You can get a discount with the code SUW for Sheffield United Way, or just message her, mention Sheffield United Way. Tomorrow is the final day requesting something made to order for Christmas. Obviously, you can order already made items on the website, but the deadline for something specially done is tomorrow. And I asked, because I'm a big old coward, for Nick to send me his predicted lineup for Stoke City at home, and he's gone with Cooper in net, despite Cooper not being quite up to speed, because it is the better of all the choices we have. Sariki, Tanganga, me. Cheers, Nick. I'm due again. And he's gone with McCallum. What do you think about that? I think most of us would probably say McCallum's deserved it, certainly with recent form, but I can't even imagine we'd have been having this conversation this time last season. Peck, Gyro, everyone's just calling him Gyro now. Riedeveld, there we are. We'll say the whole thing. I'm a bit worried that we might not keep him. I bet we wish now we'd gone with a longer contract, because apparently some European clubs are sniffing. O'Hare, Brooks, Campbell, and Tommy Cannon. Can you just say Cannon, or is he one of those like Sergio Ramos where you have to say either Tom or Tommy? Tommy seems better. I always think the Tommy Cannon, the song works better for Who Put the Ball in the Wednesday Net with his name. I think it just fits better. Let me know your thoughts. Who would be in your starting 11 for this game, which I don't think is going to be an easy game. And we'll get to why. But a word for our sponsors now. Sheffield United Way, delighted that IPM Group UK is the latest channel sponsor. IPM Group UK, South Yorkshire's expert in security, CCTV, and facilities management. They help keep stadiums, businesses, and events safe and running smoothly. Big thanks to IPM Group for supporting the channel and for supporting the Blades. Check them out, ipmgroupuk.com. So our opponents are Stoke City. They currently sit fourth in the Championship on 30 points from 18 played, managed by former Coventry boss Mark Robbins, who was sacked in surprising style. A lot of Coventry fans weren't very happy when he was dismissed. Well, look at Cov now. And you know what? We could go back to it. There was a time when we did a video about who should be Sheffield United's new manager, and that was after we'd made a change. It was ages ago, and Frank Lampard was suggested, and I remember people getting absolutely Lamparded. It's a new term I've decided, but it makes sense. You kind of know what it means, don't you? And people saying, no way, he's not a good manager. Well, I think he's proved he is. I mean, I don't really know what happened at Everton. There's some clips as well of him talking in the dressing room at Everton. He doesn't seem like he's got a handle on things, but maybe he learned a lot from that experience, and Chelsea and Derby, and it's going really well for Frank Lampard's Coventry City. But I don't think Cov fans would have thought at the time that getting rid of Mark Robbins was the right decision. Stoke City do have news about their right back, Junior Chamedu, definitely how you say it. And he's been called up now by Cameroon for the African Cup of Nations. The tournament is in Morocco. It actually runs from the 21st of December to the 18th of January, but they're doing all the pre-stuff. Now, the Potters, meanwhile, have hit a little bit of a bump in the road. I still think they're a very, very difficult team. Last time out, Stoke City lost in the Battle of the Cities against Hull City, and they've lost 3 of the last 4 in the league. Of course, the Blades have won our last 3. This makes this a really tasty encounter, because if you just look at the table and you didn't know anything about the season, you'd think, well, Stoke will win this. And they might, but I'm sure the actual neutral who's been following the Championship will say maybe a draw is on the cards. In that defeat against Hull City, Stoke lined up with a 4-2-3-1. Sorba Thomas, I don't know if you saw his goal, scored an absolute worldie in that match on 17 to put the Potters a goal up. But Hull, with John Lundstrom, who had a little bit of back chat after this game towards Stoke fans, they scored twice, Hull, away from home, and ran away 2-1 winners. And Stoke had Victor Johansson in goal, a goalkeeper that we've been linked with in the past. Chamendu, definitely how you say it, at right back, Cresswell at left back, 2 centre-backs who both picked up bookings, Phillips, a former Blades target, Lawal, Pearson and Seko in the middle. They also had Bay, Thomas and Manhoff in front of them, supporting a lone striker in Bozanic, the 6'2" Slovak striker who is yet to score for the Potters in any competition. Now, if you are a Stoke fan watching this, let me know what's really going on. What's happened? Where's the wobble come from? And are you overly concerned? And how do you feel going into this? Now, if you're a Blades fan watching this, I'd assume that 90% are. I do want to know your score prediction. Get them in now, and I'll get to them in just a moment. Before we get to that, this brings us to the referee. And this section is brought to you by our good friends at Parrot Peel, a virtual band. Many of their members are Sheffield United fans, so do support them. Parrotpeel.com. That's PARROTPEEL.com. They've got a new album out, Pop Songs Your Mum Would Like. Check it out. It's good. And maybe it can be on your Spotify Wrapped this time next year. The referee for this one is Stephen Martin from Staffordshire. When you Google him, like I did, of course, it brings up the American comedian Steve Martin, who used to be funny. I don't care if this referee can crack a joke. I want to know he can handle a game. He's taken charge of 10 games this season, and he's given an absolutely enormous, quite honestly ridiculous 48 yellows. It's very high. But he hasn't given any reds. I'm not even talking all those yellows. He's not given any double yellows. And he's only given 2 penalties. So it feels like the guy is card happy, but the big decisions have not been made so far this season. He hasn't refed us or Stoke City yet this season, but he did take charge of 3 Stoke games last season. They lost 2 of them against Middlesbrough away and Leeds at home. They did win 1. Can you guess who that came against? Cannon Fodder, a team that everyone beats. You just turn up and beat them. They just roll over and let their bellies or the top of their heads be tickled. In Barry Bannon's case, Sheffield Wednesday, they beat them 2-0 in April. He was the ref for that. He refed our match that you might remember in March, a 1-1 draw against Bristol City. That happened last season. And that is it. Now, we come to our score predictions. If you'd like your score predictions shared early, we can have a little chat on our WhatsApp group. You can actually join our Patreon, patreon.com/Chef United Way. And you can get involved on that. Let me know in advance what you think, and we have a bit of a back and forth. But a shout out to Mark, who said that Stoke's home advantage will mean they'll win, to which I quickly pointed out it's at Bramall Lane, and I think he felt really silly. So what do you think the result will be? Let me know. I'm always interested in your thoughts, as you know. That's why we do it. So first up, we do have Ben, who says Sheffield United 2, Stoke City 1. Which is a brave shout. Now, are you saying that because Stoke are on the slide and the Blades are seemingly turning a massive corner? Scott doesn't agree. Scott says 1-0 to Stoke City. Joy says Stoke have lost 3 of the last 4 and we're on the up. So I'm going Blades win 2-0. Tommy Cannon and Danny Ings with the goals. Liam says 2-1 Blades, as does Will. George is going one better, thinks we'll win 3-1. Andy is going a more conservative 1-0 Gus Harmer to score. Gus doesn't do tap-ins, does he? So if he does score, it'll be from 90 yards. What do you think? Well, Craig is saying 4-1 to the Blades, going to take this league by storm. Watch this space. Suter and Hamza, who shouldn't always be liking things without checking. Chowdhury are going to come back. Interesting. Let's get the band back together. Anel Ahmedhodzic, if you're watching this, you're welcome back as well, although he's going great guns at Feyenoord and probably won't be coming back ever. James believes we draw 2-2. Michael says 1-1. I tend to agree. I think a draw is actually a likely outcome. Stoke are going to be licking their wounds. I know we're in great form, but I do think Stoke are a good team, better than the last 3 we've played. So I think a draw could be, and I'm not saying that's a bad result at all, but a draw could be the most likely scoreline in this one. As always, I welcome your thoughts, and I thank you all for watching or listening to this match preview. And maybe get this on your Spotify Wrapped. Maybe listen to Chef United Way. You can check us out. We are on Spotify, and it'd be great if you don't already. Also, check us out on audio podcast wherever you get your podcasts. And if you're on Apple, you can actually leave us a review and tell us what you like. Say that HAL'S great, and there's other people on the channel as well. Let's hope for 3 points. I'd be amazed if we start well, kick on, and score lots, because I think Stoke, even though they've had a bit of a poor run, don't seem to concede a lot of goals. Let's get some more scores. Sean says I'm going for a 2-0 win, Hal. A Campbell brace. Oof. When was the last time he did that? And Ian Longley. Oh, it's Ian. It's wonderful, Ian. Says ref is from Staffordshire and Stoke is in Staffordshire. It's a good point, that. I hadn't really thought about that. Now, what referees have to do, and you probably all know this, is you have to say who you support when you become a referee. And let's just assume that obviously he's done that, and he might have said Manchester United or something like that. So the fact that he's living in Staffordshire now doesn't necessarily mean anything. I lived in Staffordshire for 3 years, along with Statsman Adam. Not together, not like that. Not like a Mac and Dennis situation from Always Sunny, but we were just both at university together. And, we could quite happily say we're Sheffield United fans and would have, even though we were living in Staffordshire for 3 years, couldn't care less about Stoke. So who knows? Maybe he wasn't born there. I haven't got a clue. But yeah, it's a really good point to raise. And if he gives loads of decisions in Stoke's favour, I will be sending a very strongly worded letter to the EFL. Yeah, of course. Could have made more of an effort with the background, Hal. I'll tell you what, Paul. My wife has made very little effort with the tree, and I am not allowed to decorate the tree. And she took 4 of my shirts down. But to be fair, I have been away for 3 months, and the last thing I was going to do was come back and tell her what's what. I'm just, I did get her an advent calendar, which you can see. It's got teas in it. Where have you been, Hal? I've been in the Middle East, working, earning the Yankee dollar or the Middle East dollar. Well, actually, the Bahrain dinar. We've also got recently retired Ian Longley. Oh, I cannot wait. I cannot wait to retire. That is, I'll just do this. When I retire, I've already planned it all out. All I'm going to do is watch United. I'm going to watch cricket. I'm going to follow England cricket everywhere, England and Wales, cricket board everywhere. And I'm just going to watch Sheffield United. But I'm going to watch Sheffield United women. I'm going to watch Sheffield United like the under, what is it, under 21s and 19s. Where are they now? The reserves, anyways, in old money. So I still call them. I'm just going to watch it all. And I'm going to be so happy because what I'm doing now, and I made this decision about 3.5 years ago, give up my short term for my long term. So I've been working overseas to hopefully retire sooner, and then just watch as much Sheffield United football as I absolutely can. Yeah, this Leon top is an absolute beauty, and thanks again to the Leon supporters who came to watch Sheffield United, and we've created that friendship and we're twinned with Leon now. I mean, it's not official, but if we leave stuff to the board and the fan advisory board, well, it's just never going to happen. So I've just decided, and you all have as well, right, that we are twinned with Leon. Forza Leon, or whatever they say. Ian, 57 and retired. Wow, wowzers in my trousers. You've normally got to wait like 10 more years. Well played. Hal has my full respect. He does a lot of work for the armed forces. I do go out wherever the troops serve. You trust me. Bahrain, even though it's an operational place, I've been to some much tastier overseas locations, I can tell you, and Bahrain certainly wasn't one of them. Is there a big build-up in the Middle East ahead of the Blaze versus? Yeah, the build-up there is crazy. Honestly, it's all people are talking about. Absolutely wild. Ian is boss. He is boss. Yeah, he's great. I got absolutely no doubt. And if there's, I guess there might be a job going if Ian's left it, and if you can retire at 57. Let's talk. And let's talk to you next time we do one of these. What an awful segue. Thanks to each and every one of you for being involved in it. Up the Blades. I've had to change my prediction. We're winning the lot. We're winning the World Cup 4-1.
Ale, ale, ale.